it is tankert proof. Like, I can almost not mess this up. And the only thing I can mess up, I did twice. So that was on me, not on him. But we are going to get these teams in here, and we are going to get kicked off. And yes, when you see a goal, that stinger you see of the cat, that is Moose's logo. A shout out to the man who made tonight look just a little bit more beautiful than it could have before.
Oh. No, I thought that was going somewhere, and I ultimately failed. But guarantee there's not going to be fails out on the pitch as we are now full live. Send it off, Tank.
And we get Arrow trying to get this one out of the corner quick. Yours going to be rotating back. And right now, Escape Velocity getting the early pressures. Arrow, beautiful shot off the infield pass. My lord, it's like we just talked about it, Seeger.
Absolutely. Cruncho a little bit off, and Dylan, Brody, it's a real tough situation there, but you got to know who you're playing against. And I feel like Brody could have played that pass much harder. This Escape Velocity team, they love to pass. They love to find that hookup, and not that they can't do the 1v1s, but that's not necessarily what they're looking for. Beautifully done to get this rolling for ESV, but oh my goodness.
God.
Brody! What?
What a Cruncho with the beautiful pass, and Brody's like, bro, I got your angles. I got your angles right here. Slotting that one with the snipe in the bottom right. Answering back with the, hey, you got an infield pass? We got a Brody on back wall. My lord. And we told you guys you are going to be in for a treat this evening with this match. And I mean, 35 seconds in, Seeger, and we have not been disappointed yet.
No, it's one of those that you see that on most teams, and you're like, yeah, okay, well, it's going to calm down. Not with these squads. I fully expect it to be like that for the next 5 games, because we're going all 5. It's the little point from Taco. Oh, that was just mean.
Oh, but this play right here from Cruncho, right? That play from Cruncho already in Escape Velocity's head with that rotate through net, forcing Arrow to try and backflip and avoid him. And Taco's like, I'll just give this one a little tap, tap, taparoo. Tap it into the back of the net as Arrow goes for the clip. Nice save. Oh, and what a save from Cruncho, but you're just right there getting knocked back into the muncher. And I feel like we're going to have like a 10-11 game here.
I'm just saying that the way math works, we got 4 goals in the first minute. We're gonna have 20 goals scored and then go into overtime, so it's gonna be 21. I'm calling it right now. But again, you and I say time and time again in the Invitational that teams just need, oh my goodness, the fakes by your. Oh. But time and time again, just put the ball on net and good things happen. None of those were real fantastic shots, quote unquote, coming out from Escape Velocity there, but all 3 of them were on net, made it awkward, and eventually find the open slot, put it on in. Just picture perfect Rocket League coming out from ESV to get that second goal.
Yeah, as Dylan's going to get a miss. Taco trying to find the angle. Cruncho there to clean that one up, and well... This is what we hoped for. We said it was going to be high-flying offense, and I mean, like you said, Brody's goal was beautiful. That was a beautiful shot, but everything else has been just, hey, we're going to attack back wall. We're going to try and put it on net. You have to make a save, as Taco's going to get another one here off of kickoff, and we have 6 goals in a minute and a half.
I was kind of concerned after that last goal took 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, we're losing pace here. And Taco's like, nah, don't worry, bro. I got you. Right off, they kick off the beautiful read, hitting that waterfall and able to get behind everybody. It's just looking like these teams like, defense is optional in the game of Rocket League. It is all demos and goals. That is all. That's how we play.
It almost feels like we're watching a showcase match where they're just like, hey, we're going to have a good time. Let's put up some clips. Let's get some goals. Give everyone a little bit of love as what a touch. Just a little high. Taco pushes this one around Dylan. He's going to read that one, and that's it.
We're behind pace, so Tank. We need another goal 2 seconds ago. We are behind pace. That is cause for panic, as I don't know what is doing there. Like, all 3 players are pushing forward in the corner with a 50. Very clearly, at a minimum, a 50 is happening. I know they're aggressive, but you can't do that against Escape Velocity.
Right, and now Cruncho, he's going to get... Look, you said we were behind. You said they needed to catch up. And Cruncho's like, I got you. I haven't had you all invitational. I got you right now. As that one off kickoff just floats in and oh man, this is B stream and I want to swear because I'm just so flabbergasted that
I know. It almost came out on the what the there. It was a lot of self-control because I don't understand what is happening, but I'm enjoying every second of it.
Yeah, I mean, we're 8 goals in, halfway through as Arrow tries to get another one. Good stop from Brody, but the pass back to Dylan. Dylan with the top Jenner Barnowski.
Oh, you have to watch for the infield passes from Escape Velocity. Taco Stash, again, playing the shot. It's not going to be a shot. It's going to be a pass, and my goodness, with the placement.
Defense? Who plays defense? This Bearcat comes in here with that little comment, and I mean, it's 9 goals scored. And it's a 1-goal game as this one's floating. Awkward touch coming out from Cruncho. He gets another, but net's going to be open for a second. Dylan takes control of this one, wants to pop it around Taco. Not going to be there, but you're looking for the follow back to Arrow. And what is going on here? Honestly, what it feels like with this ball just floating in the corner, no one wants to touch it. It's like playing Foursquare and calling poison. No one wants to grab that ball and just lets it sit there. And hey, there hasn't been a goal scored in like 45 seconds. Is this a sign of things to slow down? As I thought I just jinxed it.
I was going to the IGL mainstream to type in !tanker right then and there. Oh, denied by Casper. And it's supposed to be a friendly post. Cruncho almost getting the goal going, but yeah, it's been nearly 60 seconds. I don't know what's going on with these teams.
Finally,
there we go.
There you go. As Taco puts one in at 10, we're going to be a little bit behind our 20, maybe. Who knows? But I mean, nice angle, great shot. You're an Arrow in a good position, and even if they were playing near post, I don't think they're getting to get to that save there. Is they got a little bit of love off the post, and you have to figure if it's going near it right now, it's going in the back of the net.
Point in case, as this one just sneaks through. I don't know if your thought that there was going to be an additional touch or what. Camera could have been up. Ball cam. We don't have his perspective, but from ours, it looked very clean and true. I am going to put this ball on net and just didn't get over in position. It's just, again, these teams, I think you hit it right on the head. The fact that this looks like a show match of we're going to do what we can to score as many goals. We're going to give the fans what they want.
Yeah, and what we want is just goal after goal from 2 of the top teams here. Is your gonna bang this one down, trying to find somebody. Taco, nice touch into the corner. It's gonna drop right back down for Cruncho. No one there to follow it, but Taco testing his luck, seeing if he can get something out of that one. Huge dunk coming out from Arrow as this goes towards back while Cruncho tries to pick it up. Your good 50. Ball floating towards net. Taco, awkward touch. Cruncho can't get there. Dylan gets a little love to Your. Puts it in the back of the net. And with 40 seconds to go, it's only a 2-goal game, but I don't know if that's going to change.
Any other game, any other team, you're like 2 goals in 40 seconds, you're feeling pretty safe. The fact that we've scored 12 goals in 4 minutes and 20-second plays, then you're not able to sit back and wait. You have to maintain the pressure, and I think Wet has to score 2 more goals themselves to feel safe.
That's honestly what it feels like, but the craziest part to me in all of this, I don't even think we had 12 total goals scored in the last 4-game series. Like, that's just what this has turned into. As Cruncho's going to get 50, this still goes back into Escape Velocity's corner. You're trying to push it downfield. Final 10 seconds, and this one's escaping Velocity's grasp here. As the final seconds tick off, Wet is going to take this shootout as it's 7-5 game 1. Ball still up, though. Dylan trying to get it over the top of Brody. Brody has control. He just wants this one to die. He doesn't want to give up another one, but it comes back to Cruncho. Cruncho trying to find Taco. And finally, after 12 goals.
They fell off pace, though. I'm slightly disappointed that they fell off pace. the fact that we had 4 goals in the first minute, we were up to 9 goals at halftime. They're right there, and then all of a sudden we just lost a lot of momentum in the last 2 minutes, and I don't know what happened to. But again, the fact that there were 12 goals and between the teams only 4 saves speaks to not only the way that these teams play, but also how impressive their firepower and their offensives are. And again, I think for Wet, if they start playing the pass a little bit more, it would have been a little more lopsided in their favor. And for escape velocity, there was some that the ball just went in, like nobody touched the ball. Like I honestly don't know what was happening.
Yeah, and I think it was just those first game jitters that we see out of teams, and they were both like, all right, if we're not going to play defense, let's just throw these on net and hope something happens. And, you know, I think at one point, both teams are like, okay, we just need to get out of this. We've had too many goals. We aren't really getting anything out of this. Let's reset back to 0-0, get back to our initial game plans to see how this one works out. And it's really hard to critique either team there and say, hey, you need to make this adjustment or you need to make this adjustment when all we saw was just offense. So I think the first minute of this one is going to dictate a lot of the series. Yes, I can, Musa. And I think that's going to be the difference maker is this first minute. If we can keep it to like 1 or 2 goals, that's going to build the momentum for whoever gets that first one.
Yeah, and again, I think that that's my biggest critique is for the side of Wet, it's play the passes a lot, especially those infield passes. The ball's in the corner, and there could be a sharp angle shot. You still have to expect them to go for that pass. And on the flip side, for Wet, they're just putting the ball on net, and there are a couple nutty shots, and you got to give them those because they have the mechanics and the capability to do it time and time again. But you have to make sure that your rotations are clean, and every shot that is just rolling towards the net, you have somebody to get in the way.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we're seeing right now. Both teams looking like they settled down a little bit. I mean, is this the case of, hey, game 1 doesn't count? As Cruncho goes for a touch off sidewalk, goes right back to Arrow, can't get the catch. This is going to be set back down, and we're just seeing a little bit of back and forth between these teams, going from a high-flying offensive game to just defense all over the place as York can't get that touch, rolls back into Wet's half, and I mean, we're a minute and a half in. This is what we were looking for a team to get some type of momentum going that it felt like neither team could really establish there in game 1.
Yeah, and again, that's where a lot of that your game 1 jitters, how the team's going to come out, what's going to happen. And like you always say, game 1 it doesn't matter. But now we're seeing your Brody getting in the way, muddying up the net. They have to avoid his car just getting in the way, even though he's not necessarily going for a bump, just blocking that path, and a nice shot coming out from Taco to get that first goal. And I think that bodes well for Wet to just be able to know they have that disruption without fully committing.
Yeah, as this one starts back the other way, Brody's going for the touch. Nice clear downfield from him. But it gets sent right back by Arrow. Dylan picks this one up. He's going to be looking for Yor out mid. Takes the shot instead. Arrow quick cut. Gets it back to Yor. Yor, nice pre-flip. What a 50. Whoa! But Brody, what a save!
Oh, Brody, there was nothing left of that ball to go in, and somehow able to sneak that one right back out.
And now Cruncho gets the quick turn. Net's going to be open for a second and just walks this one in, but did Taco save that one? I know EV got credited for it, but it looks like Taco gave it a little bit of love to send it back downfield as well. As another shot's coming out, Dylan pops this one down in a one-on-one with Taco. Wants to flip reset, couldn't find the bump. Yours there sends this one high. Cruncho's with the own goal. Oh, Brody. And Seeger, it feels like Escape Velocity is about to break through that door with how much they've been knocking on it.
Oh my goodness. It felt like this last time on Tuesday with Wet. It was those incredibly, incredibly close calls, and it just felt like time and time again that Origin was somehow going to be able to break open, and they just couldn't do it. They eventually, in Game 5, got those last 2 goals incredibly late, but this is just how Wet has been playing against these top-level teams. They give you a sense of hope, a little glimmer, and then just constantly pull your heart out from your chest and let you walk away empty-handed time and time again.
Yeah, and oh, what a touch from Taco. Cruncho trying to follow that one, can't. But yeah, it feels like Escape Velocity is getting these opportunities, but the Rocket League gods want to make it up to Wet from Tuesday and just giving them enough time to get back for those saves, and that has to be demoralizing for Escape Velocity as Arrow gets a huge save there. Dylan trying to start the counter. Arrow's going to be taking a shot. It's a soft one. Good save from Brody. This gets pinched back down with a minute to go here. Still only a 1-0 game, Seeger. Can Escape Velocity find some offense, or is this just going to go in Wet's favor and they're going to move on to series point already?
I gotta believe in Escape Velocity. They've had those opportunities. A demo coming out as well. Arrow trying to get something, but again, just those solo plays are not there. And I know early, and one infield pass got intercepted by Brody, went down the other way, but that's got to be your calling card. That is what you do on Escape Velocity. That is what works so well, able to get those shots placed absolutely perfectly from it. You got to go back to it, but you're just getting locked down by Wet. It is so difficult to break out.
Yeah, as Cruncho gets another good 50 in the corner. Final 15 seconds to play here. Yor trying to get this one down to Dylan. Dylan slow playing it. Nice job realizing there was one on back wall. Arrow shot. Brody again coming in clutch for Wet. Ice in this man's veins as Cruncho wanted the musty. Couldn't find it. Dylan's going to be there. He misses that touch. That drops. And Wet take a very, very close game too. But I don't feel like the series is completely in Wet's favor just yet. I have to believe Escape Velocity has a lot more in the tank here, and they just need to figure out something on the offensive end to get Wet a little bit awkward there.
Yeah, and again, there were 2 infield passes that happened. They're in game number 2. I mean, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was focusing on. Escape Velocity, they had 2 of them. One of them got intercepted, and that second one got saved there at the end. They had 3 or 4 in game number 1. And again, I know if we're talking about it, Wet's talking about it as well, and is going to be expecting it. But it just seems like it didn't happen enough, because there were times that they got multiple shots on net with that. That is fantastic. And just being able to follow up those shots, the second and third guy getting those shots on net, that's where that has to break through. But we just went from a 12-goal game to a 1-goal game. If that doesn't tell you how these two teams can drastically change their styles and still play at a high level, I don't know what will.
Yeah, and I mean, in all honesty, like, I would figure those closer games play more to EV than it does towards Wet, and so for Wet to win that one, yes, Musa, this production is quality, but
it is no longer NA production.
Correct, it is Musa production. But you would think that Wet would have a tougher time in those close games just because of how offensive they want to be and what we've seen out of Escape Velocity in the past. And this is a side of Wet that we love to see because we don't see it often when they're in these close games and in these close series where they can close out those low scoring ones and only score 1 goal and still look good doing it, as Cruncho's going to get a double here. Oh, left it in the box. Brody, good stop. But for Escape Velocity, they need to win those games. They need to come away with those and not get into the offensive firepower matches like game 1, because that is where everyone expects Wet to take it.
Yeah, but again, for Wet to be able to get that first goal, and I wholeheartedly agree with you, if it were a 2-1 game, and Wet didn't get that first goal, but if they get that first goal, we saw especially Brody drastically step up on the defensive side, being able to get those clutch last-second saves and keep them on the board. But again, you're seeing it here, a little bit of panic if Brody is not third man there in the net.
Yeah, and so that was a hard part. It was just a tough rotate. Couldn't quite get there. And for Wet, after playing so defensively and so well last game, kind of getting back into what we had seen before. Yor missing that one. Everyone missing that one. Somehow sitting on the goal line, doesn't find the back of the net as Yor gets a huge save there coming back out towards mid. Dylan getting dunked by Brody, and Wet putting on a lot of that offensive pressure now that we've seen from them time and time again. But Taco, awkward touch. Arrow's going to be there. Tried for the little floater. Good stop as Dylan gets the back pass and just buys his team some time to rotate as we see Wet go for more and more aggressive bumps and demos.
Yeah, but again, it's live by the sword, die by the sword. They were able to get those goals with just a disruption prior. Now it looks like they are feeling they need to go slightly more aggressive, especially after just a 1-goal game. And you're still being shut out. I know we haven't even hit halftime here in game number 2, but still a lot of pressure being put on from Escape Velocity. They are enjoying their time being able to just sit on that 1-0 lead. Make it 2-0 lead as the angle comes in from Yord. We weren't able to see this from Escape Velocity last game because it was all Wet.
Yeah, and nice shot there from Yord, just beating the defender. And like you said, we didn't get to see that from Escape Velocity last game because of the amount of pressure Wet was able to get and the clears that they got every time Escape Velocity took a shot. There weren't multiple opportunities for them, and this is where Escape Velocity's offense really thrives. Cycling down in the corner, working it, getting your opponent's boost down, and then just getting a quick shot off. Was that Cruncho shooting that one just a little high? Oh, he's going to want that one back, as that could have been the momentum turn they needed, as Arrow gets a clean beat. Goes for the double. Oh, no, robbed by post.
What is with the post and the crossbar? You and I on Tuesday and now on Thursday, these teams just constantly. We need to get a psychic medium out here and talk to our spirit, Casper, the unfriendly post, and tell him to lighten up, because it is so unfair as many times today is denied shot after shot, and you're just gonna get a free one. So I think a little bit of retribution there, but my goodness.
Yeah, and that's the hard part, is like, with this caliber of teams, they're trying to slot everything in so perfect that, yeah, we're going to see more of those than in a lot of other games that you would see. Yeah, they hit post, but it was like the ball hit the entire outside of the post, not inside out. But again, you would think even with this caliber, they'd be able to make those adjustments mid-game to follow those touches through and see that shot through. But I think a lot of it is just they're rushing. There's a lot of pressure being near the top to continue the dominant run. And so it's just forcing them into those quick shots to try and beat the defense. As Dylan gets a good save there. That one had eyes just trying to sneak in under crossbar. But I think it's just a rushed play that we're seeing out of these teams as they're trying to just get back and take advantage of those odd man rushes that's leading to those post shots time and time again.
Well, I think you saw it with that last save that Brody had that shot up point, and it was just going to sneak under crossbar, but it was middle of the net, east and west. If he would have been able to throw that far side, the save would have never been able to get there. And so the teams are so good on the defensive side, on their rotations, reading where the shots are going to be, predicting and getting their car in position to be able to save those, that you do a lot of times have to be perfect if you're going to score the goals. But at the same point, there is no opportunity to score the goal if you just throw it wide or high. So you have to make sure you at least force them to play defense, because everybody makes mistakes, even at these levels. And when one of those happens, if you're able to follow it up, it doesn't matter if they got that save. You're ready to capitalize.
Yeah, and you know, that's what Wet's going to need to do in this next one, is just put them on net. Stop worrying about trying to finesse it through and just take a shot. Force them to use that little boost, make them jump just a little bit, put them out of position, and that's what they were able to do in game 1, where they scored 7 goals and ran away with that one. Like, they just took shot after shot after shot and said, eventually one will fall.
Yeah, and that's what you see here in the stat line. Wet Esports, they had 5 shots, 2 of them were saved. That's 3 of their 5 shots are unaccounted for. Yes, they're not getting the high volume that they got in game number 1, and you know, even in game number 2, and a lot of them were saved. But if that volume isn't there, the efficiency most certainly needs to be. If all 3 of those that aren't accounted for go in, it's a tied 3-3 game. Now, I would expect that Escape Velocity was there, be able to get a couple more saves. all as well. But you still have to put yourself in a position to win. I think that is what failed to happen for Wet Esports and Escape Velocity. The flip side, put themselves in a situation. They had a lot of pressure. They put the ball on net. They were able to follow up those shots and walk away 3-0.
Yeah, and but even then for Wet, like Escape Velocity was quick to every challenge this time. They weren't giving them as much space as they had in the previous games, and they were forcing them to get better first touches, and that put Wet off. Wet is they're so much more comfortable when you give them even half a car length of space to take advantage of those passes and plays. Gotcha, Bear. And so going into this next one for Wet, I want to see them get a little bit more bump and demo heavy, like we kind of saw in the first 2 games, to free up that space so they can get that offensive attack started and get their half field offense set, as we're seeing that at midfield, fighting for the boost.
My goodness, as Taco just decides to carry it all the way down. But again, a little slow to that challenge. Does get demoed, but able to get back, get the save. Starting to see a little bit of transitional game happen, which, again, I'm trying to throw game 1 kind of just to the wayside here. Whatever happened in that game, we'll never understand it. It happened, but, games 2 and games 3, we didn't see a whole lot of transitional play. It was a lot of pressure that would eventually break down, and both these teams are more than capable, but you're seeing how quickly both of them are deciding to drop back and play defense, respecting those offense, and I think that's a byproduct of what happened in game number 1. So if either team can get a transition goal or 2, look out if you're on the other side.
Yeah, as Brody takes a nice shot. Dylan, huge save, coming in clutch. Much like Grim with the sub and closed with the follow. Appreciate it, guys. But again, for Wet, we're starting to see them go back to trying to get those back wall plays. And, oh, what a shot coming out there as NA production. Don't worry about it. This gets cleared back down to Arrow. And we're seeing those long extension plays come out again as Taco almost own goals. Yor can't get there. Taco trying to clear this one away. Good 50 from Dylan, where Arrow's going to pick this one up. And this is where Wet struggles, is just getting a couple touches, and we see them out of position.
Yeah, but luckily for them, there was no boost. But again, I know Crunch is on an island, and I really don't want to call him out for this, but he was trying to get a couple of pennies, and the shot's just happening. He turns on the penny and doesn't even give himself a chance to get that save. At the very least, throw your car in the way and give yourself an opportunity. Was it an awkward position? Yes. Were you out of boost? 100%, but give yourself a chance, and that seems to be the tale of Wet Esports when they're dropping games, is they're just not giving themselves a chance.
Yeah, and Escape Velocity is doing a great job of taking advantage of it. Just waiting, playing that patient, methodical offense, waiting for a mistake, and as soon as they see it, just taking that quick, as you said on Tuesday, snapshot right to the net, right at the defender, forcing him to react quickly, and it's working out for him right now as Cruncho trying to get a 50. This goes to Brody. Brody with the shot. That one's going to be high, and what a touch from Arrow there. Awkward off back wall, able to get the clear downfield as Dylan goes for the shot, looking for that upper corner, and that's going to be just a little wide. And now both teams starting to exchange those haymakers that we talked about in the pregame, but just one-shotters, quick one-hitters right now, not getting anything sustained for either team. But Wet doesn't need it as Brody gets a beautiful read. Nice shot from him.
Yeah, but again, that stems off of the shot coming out from, I believe it was Taco, throwing that down a beautiful angle. Yes, it gets saved, but that allows the setup and the follow-up. That is the difference. The shot was not high. It was not wide. It had to be saved. It messed up the rotations from Escape Velocity and buys Wet that opening. And Escape Velocity have done a fantastic job of being able to read, yeah, that's not on, able to get a nice soft touch, follow it up, no worries. But when there's a good, hard, solid shot on net, that's where you're able to take advantage of them.
Exactly. And now Arrow trying to get a solo play of his own. Nice little pre-flip there. Cruncho, awkward touch. You're just going to be a little too slow to that one. Dylan trying to get the 50. Ball still along sidewall. Arrow's up quick for that, trying to get another huge 50, but Brody Great patience there. Nice fake from Dylan. Your torch back wall. Cruncho. Awkward touch. Arrow's going to be able to be first one there. Takes good control. Taco's going to be awkward yet again. Dylan pops this up. Just has Brody to beat, but Brody is going to get bullied in the net. Someone call their parents as Brody was getting beat up by Arrow here. My goodness, Arrow.
Yeah, my goodness, indeed. Taking the Arrow and just pinning him to the wall. Say, you will not move. You are now going to just be a flyer that is hung up on the back of the goal saying, escape velocity, score here, because there's nothing you can do about it. And, you know, even though that wasn't a full-on assist by Arrow, absolutely chalked that goal up to him.
Oh, yeah, that's a good old classic, like, Darren McCarty assist there, just bullying the defender in front of the net, opening up the lane for good old Stevie Y to take a snapper. And that's exactly what escape velocity reminds me of. Old school hockey, getting bumps and demos in front of the net. They ain't getting pretty goals, but they're getting goals. As Yor just taps that one in, catching Wet out of defensive rotation again. Cruncho trying to get back. And, I mean, Seeger, what's going on?
Dylan just dusted. I missed who that was going up for it, but Dylan was up so fast. And escape velocity has switched up the pace of play. You mentioned it at the end of game number 3. Just getting to the challenge is incredibly quick, and they're doing so. And now it's not even challenges. They're getting to the ball before Wet, and it seems to be catching them slightly off guard. They're still going up as if they're going to challenge, but they're nowhere near, and just ends up being a free ball, a free pass to wherever escape velocity wants to be able to make the goal.
Oh, what a nice little touch from Arrow there. Doinks this up for Yor. Yor going for the double. Gets a beautiful pass down. Taco's going to get yeeted out of the way. Yor can't force that through. And could be a wasted opportunity, even though we got 15 seconds left. Taco trying to force that in. Cruncho's there for the shot. Able to follow it. Nice shot from Cruncho. And new life here for Wet with 10 seconds left.
Oh my goodness. I thought Cruncho was not going to be able to get that goal. Ended up falling on it. It might have gone in anyway, but that would have been a heartbreaker. And with 10 seconds left, there's still life.
Yeah, and if you're Cruncho, you have to feel good that you were able to fall into that one and get it to the back of the net. Your great fake challenge there almost ends up in a beautiful pass back downfield. Taco takes this off back wall. Arrow, good read. That's going to drop. And we are heading to game 5 like we thought we were going to get in this one. And, I mean, we said the low-scoring, close games favor escape velocity. We were surprised Wet was able to take that 2-1. And here we are 2 games later, series tied.
Yeah, and you know, I did it to Wet, so I'm gonna do it again.
No.
On the escape velocity, on the cusp of the reverse sweep here. And you know, again, a lot of that is just giving themselves the chance and the opportunities that they didn't get in game number 2. You know, again, I'm throwing game 1 as an anomaly of, you know, we got the Harlem Globetrotters out here at halftime doing a little bit of show ball. But, you know, games 2 didn't get a whole lot of opportunities. Game 3 started to get a little bit. Here in game 4, you really started to see the difference. And you know, a lot of it is just getting in front of the ball and getting there so incredibly quick. It's almost as if they're pre-jumping these touches just to beat Wet to it and still knowing where their teammates are.
Yeah, and Brody leaving the match. I didn't see him join back yet, but car change? Are we getting a car change? Are we getting a sub? Are we going to see Obama in here?
There is. There's Brody.
Man, I got my hopes all up. I saw him in chat earlier. I've been talking him up, and I talk him up, and Wet's just like, nah, bro, we ain't going to put him in. But yeah, Brody with the car change going back to the Octane from what it looks like. And yeah, really, that's Witness got a point there. They need the ice wiggle to go faster. 100%. I mean, you know how it is on grass. You got to overlap those skid marks just enough to get that extra speed. But in all honesty, I need to switch back to game because I know how to hit buttons.
Yeah. Remember the thing about screwing up?
Yeah, I told you. It's going to happen. You come here for terribly pronounced names and bad broadcasting. You are welcome. I deliver every time.
It's true, and it only gets worse with me here.
We get so caught up in these conversations, but for Wet in this one, Seeger, I feel like they need to come out and get 2 quick goals. If they get 2 quick ones, this game's over. We've seen Escape Velocity just not be able to fight back in those games, and Wet can hold a good lead. Is that a Rule 1 we saw in the corner?
Oh, no, he was on top of him. No, I switched to it. He was on top of the car because
okay.
I thought it was. I can give credit on that one. It was not, but, you know, we almost turned it into 2v2.
And yes, just like Desi, because I could not pronounce Desire. I even think I said Desiree at one point, because, you know, English is hard for me sometimes. It's the Mexican in me. But your nice little touch here gets the floater to back wall, and this is a very, very underappreciated touch here, Seeger. Getting that soft back wall touch to just trickle in front of net. You're able to beat Cruncho to it. And 1-0 here for Escape Velocity. Is this series going to slip away?
Well, and I think the biggest thing of that touch was to be able to get around the defender and make sure that there wasn't dunked out, because that very easily could have gone horribly, horribly wrong for Escape Velocity. But just having that knowledge and being able to put it on point. But, oh, Taco! Taco got that save. I didn't even know Taco was there. I thought it was Cruncho. My goodness. On the goal line, and you know, again, I don't think it's slipping away from them, but I think they definitely need to make something happen very, very quick to give them the confidence for the rest of this game.
Yeah, as Brody's looking for the pass out, awkward touch coming out. Dylan, good save, but forced to make that save off of his own bad touch. This one's floating down. You're trying to get the counter here, but Brody shuts that down. Dylan's going to be caught on an island and just has enough time to get that flip, to get the save, as Obama comes in chat to cheer on his boys. With 2:38 to go here, 1-0 for Escape Velocity, and one of these chances has to pay off. And go ahead, Seeger, hop over there, do the tank curse, because I just did it.
No, you're so one of these has to pay off. I will give you that one, because one of them did pay off, as you were saying at Cruncho. And again, putting the ball on net time and time and time again, being able to just constant pepper the net, and it didn't look fancy. And that's the difference. And it was a one shot earlier Cruncho took when I believe it was on an island. Oh, Cruncho thought that was just going to go in. He stopped. Sorry, it was Dylan. Cruncho just took a snapshot at it, and it was a relatively easy save, but it made him save, made him get away from the net, muddied up the rotations, and Wet is able to take advantage of it. And they need to continue that pressure to be able to come out on top.
Yeah, and I think they're harnessing the power of Simba and Obama in chat, because as soon as they come in and say something, they get a goal and start to get that momentum back in their favor here. But teams right now stalling out at midfield, not really able to get anything going for either offense, as Cruncho's going to get bumped off. Dylan trying to get the touch, not going to be there. Yours going to get deleted, floating in front of the box. But this gets cleared back down, where Brody's going to pick it up, gets a nice touch. Demo after demo, as this one's floating high. Arrow's trying to get there, and Arrow didn't have the boost to fully get up for that one. If that shot is placed just a little higher, that's a Wet goal. And with 1:20 to go here, 1-1. Brody trying to get the go-ahead one, but you're a god with the save there.
Yeah, and it feels like I'm at the county fair right now. You're just throwing pot shots, trying to get the prize, but the demolition derby happening in the background, and neither team able to break the ice. They are playing so well with everything happening around them, and it's, again, it's going to be one of two things. This routine play is not going to break. Someone is going to have to make a mistake, or someone is going to have to clip, because just this normal possession style game at midfield will just be a war of attrition, and neither team will win for the next 20 minutes.
Is this our Brody redemption arc? As Arrow goes for the double, yours going to be there for the 50 as well. Taco sends this one downfield. Nice touch from Brody. Just gets it to back wall, trying to let his team push up on that one. Dylan, huge 50 along the side. He has this final 30 seconds to play. Dylan gets it back to Arrow. Arrow pops this up. He has a solo play lined up. Gets the flip reset. Brody, good patience on back wall. Gets it into the corner where Cruncho's going to slow play it. Trying to clear it out. Not going to be there. Dylan gets a huge 50. Cruncho gets a doink, but it goes right off his own sidewall. Goes right to Yor. Yor drops this down to Arrow. Arrow, huge 50. Right back to Dylan. Dylan into the corner. Final seconds ticking off. Brody just trying to kill this one. And game 5 overtime. I am glad the teams read the script.
What more could you ask for? My goodness, these teams 1-1 heading to overtime. Golden goal for the series and sole possession of second place.
Yeah, nice little demo there. Yours gonna get beat. Cruncho with an opportunity and sends it wide. Counterattack coming out. You're trying to get the 50 on Cruncho. It's going to be there. This one's popped up high for Taco. Arrow on back wall waiting for Cruncho's touch. Cruncho looking for that pass out mid. Gets it to Taco. Taco's just going to miss. Brody in a one-on-one for a second. Trying to pop it over the top. Yor. Good follow there from Yor to drop this into the corner. Cruncho needs a solid touch. Gets one. Looking for the second. Arrow's going to force him off. Dylan towards back wall. Arrow wanted the read. Not going to be there. Taco with a little dribble downfield. He's going to get stuffed by Yor. Now Brody takes control, looking for the pass down, not going to be there. Dylan gets it back to Cruncho. Cruncho into the corner. Arrow, good cut, but Cruncho with an even better read. Coming off back wall. Taco's there. Floater across the box, but Brody has to play back and patient. Brody, what a touch. Dylan's there. He's going to whiff. Arrow can't read it. And Seeker, what are we watching?
Oh my God. We are watching two teams that have to be, again, this routine play will not win. The clip opportunities have been there, but they just haven't quite been able to execute with the Game 5 overtime pressure on the line. And eventually, one of these is going to go in because you're seeing these teams that have to play that clip, and it's either going to fake them out or it's going to happen. That's the dunk!
Oh, an Arrow comes away with the winner, the reverse sweep. Seeger trying to jinx escape velocity by bringing it up before game 5. And you said it was going to come down to one mistouch, one mistake, or a clip. And, oh, that has to be heartbreaking for Wet, who coming into the week was 4-0 and losing 2 game 5s. In just heartbreaking fashion, but I don't care. We're on my stream. Damn, that was a good series.
Oh my God, you are not wrong. It was absolutely fantastic and down to the wire. You know, again, throw game 1 to the wayside. It was an absolutely fun game to watch, but it was nothing like the other 4. And you talked about it time and time again. These low-scoring games seem to benefit escape velocity, and we saw it. They were able to come on top of 3 low-scoring games. There was just 1-1-0 that Wet ended up winning. And you know, if this would have been 4-3, 5-4, I would expect the series to be flipped in Wet's favor. But the defense and the possession coming out from escape velocity, and after that game number 1, shoring up, just touching the damn ball, win the game.
Yeah, man, what a series that was. Lived up to everything we thought it was going to be. And I mean, credit to escape velocity for not giving up hope when they fell down 2-0 in that series, losing a close one, and that 7-5 game 1 that was just an absolute dumpster fire for defenses. But, I mean, most teams in that position playing Wet, I mean, they've already pretty much packed up and they're ready to go home. Escape Velocity stuck with it and just played their game plan from whistle to whistle, and it just was enough tonight to come away with that win. But Wet, even though they're 4-2, you still feel like they're the favorites to make it to the finals, if not repeat. Just, you know, they're just a little off, and I think a lot of that's, you know, no fault to Cruncho for enjoying 2 weeks in Portugal, which I ain't gonna lie, if I would rather be 2 weeks in Portugal or playing Rocket League, I'd be in Portugal right now. But, you know, I think it's just going to take a little bit of that time for the team chemistry to get back and everyone to start feeling comfortable with each other again and with their shots. And I mean, for Wet, yeah, you could be 6-0 right now. Yes, you're 4-2, but you're still, in everyone's opinion, the best 4-2 team in the league still.
Yeah, and for Escape Velocity, this week has to be such a huge confidence booster for them. They took down 3-1 Origin Gaming 2 in an intense, close Game 5. They took down 4-1 Wet Esports in a close, tense overtime game 5. Like, if you're able to take these top teams down, the ones that are halfway through, sitting at the top in game 5, proving that you have that mental fortitude and that gameplay and that style to go the entire distance and still come out on top, there's no reason why you can't be in the finals taking the championship as well. And I fully expect Escape Velocity to take this week and just start rolling in the second half of this invitational.
Oh, for sure. And Obama and Visionary, thank you for the follows. Appreciated here on the channel. But I mean, we roll from one incredible match into what feels like chaotic evil versus absolute good, as we have Eclipse Esports taking on Origin Gaming 2, the team everyone loves and the team everyone loves to hate, coming your way next. And I mean, we'll talk about a little bit more on the other side, but another huge battle of 3-1s here that should be going 5 games depending on what teams show up. But Reveal showing him and Bliss are a force to be reckoned with. But we will get more to that on the other side of this quick break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll update you on the other games around the league and get you a little pregame on this one. So we will see you guys on the other side. And Arrow, before we go to break, thank you for the follow. Much, much appreciated. We'll see you guys in just a minute. If I can find my BRB. There we go.